now with the night to think about, or how do you reflect on what happened yesterday?
Well, it's like I said to you after the game, you got to give the guys a lot of credit. Really resilient, obviously. We know, and it's, even as a coach, I don't have to tell them. Obviously, our game has to get better. I mean, the players have already said it, so that's great. But the resilience of the group all year. I mean, that's that's a tough game to come back from. And obviously the last 3 minutes in overtime went our way. So can we build off it?
Rick, you guys pulled the goalie, and it seemed instantaneous you had that offense right away. I'm wondering where it was for the first 50 minutes, because you play so well structurally, defensively. Does it get lost sometimes that you're still a really good offensive team?
Yeah, I know it's the one thing is we're hanging our hat on is we're kind of hanging there defensively. Like our D zone coverage is pretty damn good all year, and that's our fabric right here. We fall, when we're not playing well, we can fall back on that, try to limit some of the chances. I think offensively it's in our head right now because they are pressuring us, and for whatever reason we have some guys. It's freezing guys instead of like go after it. There's a storm there, go after the storm. Don't run away from it. So they're bringing three in the pile. They're bringing three everywhere. You have to think quicker. You got to move your feet quicker, and you got to be more decisive with the puck. And if I think we do that, you're going to get your chances. But and I'll be honest, and I'm not picking on players, but it only takes 3 or 4 players playing a little bit slow mentally with their feet to make the 5-man unit do the same. So I think we got to get some guys to think a little quicker and move their feet.
You've had 3 strong goaltending performances from 3 different goalies. First off, speak about the job that they've done, and then do you have any surprises for us tomorrow?
Well, first of all, you got to give the organization the goaltending depth. Yeah. Even the other guy, I hear I don't know much about him. He's supposed to be good. Trust me, I don't want to put him in. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the goaltending depth here with the Canucks is outstanding, and then you got to give credit to all the organization, Ian Clark and stuff. Having guys ready to go. But yeah, I just felt that even when he told Artie the day before you're going to play. I mean, it was like I didn't see much nervousness. And I think he mentioned you guys about playing that Latvia World Championship where he had the whole country on his back. So, he's been there before in certain scenes.
So are you going to wait to see how Casey feels tomorrow, or do you know what you're doing tomorrow? Can you share with us your thoughts?
Well, it goes by hour. We'll see how Casey is today. So we're not making a decision at this moment.
Playoffs are all about adjustments, Rick.
Yeah.
How much is it a collective thing, and how much falls on Quinn individually to maybe pick his spots better? I know he's a playoff newbie, but he's getting a tremendous amount of attention.
Yeah, and it should be because he's one of the best defensemen, one of the best players in the league, so he's going to get it. Yeah, there's a few adjustments that he has to do for sure, but I mean that last 3 minutes. I mean, the way he turned on a dime to keep that he's got it. So I think it's a couple adjustments here, and then we can help him too. We got to get in front of people. We can't just let people hit him. We got to get in front of people, and I think if we have the puck a little bit more, he probably won't get hit as much.
I mean, he's the meat in the sandwich early. He comes to the bench, he's doubled over, misses his shift, but then he does what he does at the end. Is there a new level of respect for him from your perspective?
I mean, I've seen him get hit a lot this year. Not a ton, but some really crunching, and I've seen him come to the bench wincing. Just when I think you're down and out, he's back up. Like, he'll be walking around the next day, no big deal, around town. He's just, he's a tough kid. He really is. He can take a hit, and I think that was huge, being the captain, taking those licks, and then at the end, they're coming up with some big plays for us. That's leadership for me.
You've kept your lines intact relatively throughout the series. You've had the wins, but not a lot of scoring chances. Do you anticipate making some tweaks to your lineup?
Well, we thought about maybe moving a piece here and there, but I think we just gotta. It's not tactical stuff. It's good old-fashioned winning some battles, moving your feet. There's options there. I don't know. Maybe shuffling a guy here, maybe down the road, maybe in game, maybe. But I thought JT's line for the most part this series, they've done a nice job. Lindholm's line's been done well. I thought Teddy's line I think has been pretty good this series, and I think Peasley, I think they're going to come. So I'm not sure shuffling the chairs on the deck is the right thing to do right now.
With Artie, is there something that stands out about, I mean, he steps into such a tough spot. Is there something about him that stands out that helped him succeed yesterday?
I think he's a quiet kid, but he's got some swagger in him. I don't know, just the way he is. I don't talk to him too much. I don't know him really well, to be honest with you. But I just watch him. He just he's got the ball in his hand. He's playing, wall ball with his hands, for his eye. He just goes, he's in our meetings, out of our meetings. I don't know what he does. I don't know, but he's just got that, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
He's just ready.
He's just ready, yeah. He said, you heard him, he said, ready to shine. That was kind of fun to hear him say that.
Have you seen the ice pack on top of his head in the intermissions? He just sits there slumped in the stall with a...
No, I haven't seen it, no. I usually, like I say, I'm a guy that stays away from the goalies. I let the goalies I don't like, I'll talk to the forwards and defense, but not goalies.
Playoff history, a lot of, you don't want to let a team off the mat. I'm sure you've played the game, you've coached it. Does that add more incentive tomorrow night? You don't want to let those guys off the mat.
Well, from experience, Game 5s, right, are hard closeout games, right, for whatever reason. And I feel more comfortable going into tomorrow's game because we had an average game, let's face it. And if we played really, really well, a great game, I'd probably be a little bit more nervous tomorrow, but I don't feel nervous. I think we're going to be ready tomorrow to play a lot better than we did last game, and I think that's a good thing.
Do you find that you're getting more guys who are getting into the fight? I mean, I looked at your forward line, I thought they played well for you. Mills, he's been so good for you. Brock, I think we're starting to see guys who are playoff performers, and we're still waiting for guys to follow them.
Yeah, for me, the pillars obviously are goaltending, but to me, it's Z, Myers, Susie,
Yep.
Cole's been a monster for those guys stand out. Obviously, Huggy's on certain times he's made some big plays for us. I feel all those big guys have really kind of our pillars in this series. I think. Even when they were coming at us, I think we're holding the fort in front, and I got to give those guys a lot of credit.
Would you like to see Elias shoot the puck more? Because when he attacks, we saw what he did prior to the All-Star break. There's still something there that just seems like we're waiting for it to come back.
Yeah, I think everyone wants the shot. We all want the shot. I just think, if there's one thing, we were talking today, one thing that he's thinking too much about all these different things. Just think about moving your feet. If he moves his feet, everything will organically come. And that's, watch, we're going to watch some tape tomorrow, but watch like McKinnon tonight, or if they're playing tonight, watch McDavid. They move their feet constantly. There are threats everywhere. And if you move your feet, especially against a team like Nashville, because if you don't move your feet, they're going to be on you quick. But if you can get out of those with moving, and then those options will open up. It's just a mindset. It's a one thing. I don't think he should be thinking of 10 things tomorrow.
I asked Tyler what the mood was like, on the plane. He said, too much turbulence. You guys are doing rough
Yeah, it was
last night.
bad,
And
yeah.
what was the sense of Rick?
Because we're used to turbulence in the game. So we're used to that stuff.
What was the sense that you got on the bench when you tied the game, and then in the dressing room heading out for overtime? Because to me, it looked like you guys smelled blood when you came out in overtime.
Yeah, I think we were like, hey man, we can come out of this with a win. I just felt I felt like calmness, even if you guys were happy, we won, everybody's high-fiving, but 5 minutes later, guys were going on the plane. It was like guys are they're back to earth. That's what I love about this team. Nobody's there's no music going. Guys are cheering and stuff. It was like instant yes, resiliency, good job. But it's like, all right, how do we get better? That's what I really respect about this team. All year they've given me that attitude. I don't see a cockiness from this team or a satisfied. I know there's guys that say to themselves, I got to play better. I like that. It's not like they're blaming anybody else. Oh, I need a different line mate, or this guy didn't give me the puck. I don't hear that stuff, and that's a good thing for us.
What about Lindholm and Miller were monsters in the circle last night? Carry that forward.
Yeah, very rarely you're going to beat Lindholm back to back. He's a monster. JT, when you're going against O'Reilly, one of the best, and some nights it's going to be yours and his. But I thought those two guys were great in the dots.
Rick, you talked a little bit about those bigger defensemen, and
Yeah.
we see all the big hits, but you talk about physicality a little bit different. What are you liking from those guys and the physical play that they're playing, aside from those big hits that we're seeing?
Well, there's sticks in the middle of the ice. Their interior, the way they defend the interior, Nashville's one of the better teams of getting those pucks behind the net in front. They get a lot of goals this year. Thought we've limited that. So we've had some really good sticks. Getting in the way of people, I thought, as much as they're getting some good, they're off the rush a lot, we're trying to keep them to the outside. And I think that's because of those 4 guys, the big guys here, keeping them on the outside. I really do.
When we asked Tyler about physicality, he brought up reach. Like, that's something that him and his specific pairing is so well. Like, when you're talking about breaking up things in the center of the ice, how important is it also just like breaking up a flight, a cycle in the corner? When you have that reach, he said you don't even have to move that much as long as you have that reach.
Well, the advantage as a big guy, if you get beat real quickly, somehow that stick is another defender, right? Smaller D, you get beat, they don't have that extra 6-7 inches like Myers. He can beat him out of the corner, but somehow he gets a stick on the puck and saves the day. You can say that about Susie has a really good stick. Z, I think, has been his defending is gone. So, you can tell he loves playing hockey. So it's just the technique of it and being in people's way is a big thing for us.
If DeSmith is 100% tomorrow, is there still a decision to be made about who plays?
That's a good question. I don't think anybody's ever 100%. We'll see how close we get to 100% before I make that decision, but nobody's ever 100% in the playoffs.
With Casey, you said you told Artie on Saturday.
Yeah.
Was it something that happened in practice, or was it something that happened in game?
It was a game. Yeah.
Rick, how bizarre is the situation though? I mean, it's been 20 years since we've seen 3 goalies, have to play in the
Yeah.
playoffs. And I know at the start of the playoffs, you said it's going to take all 28 guys to get us to where we
Yeah.
want to go, but it's such a key position. And are you guys like staying away from black cats, walking underneath the line? Like, it's just
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah, it's bizarre, but I don't, when we were going with Artie and the guys that heard it, like, nobody, I mean, I don't know, I don't see him be walking away going, oh my God, what's going on around here? I just said, okay, let's go. And I mean, Patrick, I got to talk about Patrick's big thing when I got signed here. He's a big next man up mentality. He, I think that's one of his big mantras. Like, he doesn't want to hear, well, poor us, oh, you this, like, he hates that. So it's, when we told him to go with Artie, he was like, okay. And he was just like, where are we going for dinner? Like, when your general manager says that to your coach, I mean, it really gives you confidence. It's not, he's like, oh, what else can go wrong? And he doesn't give that attitude. So that's Patrick.
Who got the game puck after game 4?
I don't know. Actually, I didn't go in there after. I wanted them to. It was for them to celebrate. That's a good question. I assume it'd be Lindholm, right? The
Lindholm, Besser, Seelovs. I was trying to.
Yeah, I know. I did not get the Besser. Like, I think this game you get the hacksaw, right? Give everybody a piece. But I don't know. I think usually the overtime winner gets it, doesn't it? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
First guy up, Thatcher, Vezina finalist nominee today. What does
Oh,
that mean
oh.
to him, I know he'd rather be playing right now, but what does it mean to him and the organization to get that nod?
Yeah, I think for him, like, he's our rock all year. Even last year when I got here, I knew I had something special. Very business-like, works his ass off. I don't know. He's a student of the game. He wants it. Like, he's working double time as it is now, and he's around a lot, and the guys can feel his energy. So, yeah, I mean, it's too bad he got hurt because, of course, everybody knew he was going to be the nominee. That's a no-brainer.
This is the way.
I hate roller coasters.
I feel fun.
Generational talent. Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.